Good afternoon, everyone. It's your host, Super Kami Guru Alucard. We are back for another Stephen King review. Today's review is on It, the 40th book of all the ones I've read so far. This one took a while to read because of its massive size, as you can see. It's as thick as a phone book. um, Overall, though, I loved it more than I could have originally expected I would have because it was a really good story and I've read so many that I guess I'm like, well, what could Stephen King really do that hasn't been done yet? So overall, he set the bar so high with so many stories that this actually surprised me as a really standout classic. So, for synopsis, we have the back which says, a mesmerizing odyssey of terror. King writes like one possessed, never cheats the reader, always gives full measure. He is brilliant, dark, and sinister. The Washington Post. A great book, a landmark in American literature. Chicago Sun-Times. The Moby Dick of horror novels. Los Angeles Herald-Examiner. To the children, the town was their whole world. To the adults, knowing better, Derry, Maine was just their hometown. Familiar, well ordered, a good place to live. It was the children who saw and felt what made Derry so horribly different. In the storm drains, in the sewers, it lurked, taking on the shape of every nightmare, each person's deepest dread. Sometimes it reached up, seizing, tearing, killing. The adults, knowing better, knew nothing. Time passed, and the children grew up, moved away. The horror of it was deep buried, wrapped in forgetfulness, until the grown up children were called back. Once more to confront it as it stirred and coiled in the sullen depths of their memories, reaching up again to make their past nightmares a terrible present reality. Frightening, epic, and brilliant. Stephen King's It is one of the greatest works of a true storytelling master. It will overwhelm you. Characters so real you feel you are reading about yourself. Scenes to be read in a well lit room only. Los Angeles Times. So, what I can say is, yeah, that's a pretty hyped up review. So it's like it really sets the bar high. Is the book really going to be that good? And actually, for the most part, I could say that's pretty accurate. It was a damn good book. As long as it is, starting to read it, I felt a bit intimidated. I was like, man, this is going to take me forever to read. But it was actually so good that because I set the goal of reading a chapter a day, it actually didn't take me as long as I thought it would. And eventually, near the end, it started picking up where I was reading two chapters, sometimes hundreds of pages a day just because I was like, oh man, the story is so crazy. I gotta know what's gonna happen next. So, very enjoyable. As the 40th book and last one I will read and review for a while, as I work on saving up for Japan and can't afford to buy any more from my collection, at least right now, it was a nice place to pause my Stephen King journey. So, overall rating comes in at 38 out of 40. Definitely one of the best books ever. And this is based on our usual categories of horror factor, story quality, suspense intensity, and memorable characters. So, for horror factor, it gets 9 out of 10. Very dark, scary, and at times it's fucked up, like really fucked up of a book. So for story quality, quite an amazing book as a whole. For suspense intensity, I gave story quality's 10 out of 10. Suspense intensity 9 out of 10 because it's enjoyable and kept me dying to know how it was going to end. So 9 out of 10 for that. For memorable characters, I gave it 10 out of 10 because this book definitely had some of the best, most amazing characters of all of Stephen King's books ever. Like there really were a lot of great characters, and even the ones you didn't like, they stuck out like a sore thumb and you'd never forget them. So, yeah, so horror factor 9 out of 10, story quality 10 out of 10, suspense intensity 9 out of 10, memorable characters 10 out of 10, gives it that overall rating of 38 out of 40. So, for final thoughts, one thing I wanted to point out, because I said there were some parts that were fucked, there was literally one chapter in particular that I would forever refer to as the fucked up chapter of it, which was the death of another one of the missing, the death of Patrick Hockstetter. That one, that chapter was fucked. Like there was some really weird, gay kind of fucking shit at one point, which was like, what the fuck am I reading? And then you find out that this kid is really like a sick, deranged psychopath, and he's probably like he's not as fucked up as it, but like he would be he would be a good henchman to work under it because of how fucked up and evil and sick and deranged this kid was. So reading that chapter, I was like, man, this is fucked. Reading all these different fucked up parts, I was like, man, this is the fucked up chapter. Like this chapter is just straight fucked. So yeah, that's chapter 17. Apologize for my asshole. Nick the Dick, who's a piece of shit making noise when I'm doing my review, because he's a fucking asshole who likes to suck cocks and smoke rocks, and he's a fucking fag. Wanna be fucking Bob the Builder fucking retard. But yeah, anyways, as far as like the review goes, yeah, that part, as I was saying, chapter 17's fucked. And then the orgy in the sewers was fucking really weird. I could see why that's such a controversial part of the book, and some people are like, "Yeah, that's kind of fucked up, Steven. Why'd you do that?" Although he was doing a lot of drugs when he wrote it. Apparently, this is when the cocaine really started to come into the picture. And if you read it, you could kind of see because he writes this thing so chunky. It's a great story, but he kind of did go off at some points. Like, what were you thinking? His mind was just sort of on autopilot going on and on and on, like that fucking asshole outside who's a piece of shit. Anyways, for my final thoughts, despite some fucked up stuff that gives it a controversial reputation, I think it is an amazing book. It's personally not my all time favorite, but I could get why it is for some people, and it's definitely highly up there for me. So, now that we've completed our 40th review, as far as what comes next, I am going to do a 40 book so far ranking in the next couple of days, so stay tuned for that. And I've also managed to watch 72 out of the 76 movies that Humphrey Bogart was in. Now, just a heads up, one of them I would need to get the DVD to watch, and Bogart only makes a small cameo in it. Two have been lost to time, and then one he was in it, but they deleted his scenes. So these are like the main ones that are available for anybody to watch, really. So it totals out to 72 movies. Now, because it's so long, I really want to talk about them all. I'm probably going to do this in maybe a 7 part series is what I was thinking. I might even do it like, you know, 8 parts. Have like a bit to talk about, like, the unseen ones, the two rounding it off, and of course, if I possibly will see the 73rd in the future if I get the DVD. So stay tuned for that. And then, yeah, as I mentioned in the review, I am going to be saving up for my trip to Japan. I really look forward to it. It's going to cost a lot of money, so I might not be able to get too many more books for the Stephen King collection for a while. But I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you will stay tuned to see where I would rank all 40 of the Stephen King books I have read so far. What are my favorites? What are my least favorites? Because I did this when I was about 30 in, but now with 10, there's a lot more space that could fill out. And I actually have been debating on whether or not I should wait and do a top 50 or a top 60 or do a top 40. I guess I can come back and reevaluate it, reshuffle it as I go along. But I am interested to hear your thoughts as the viewer. So please comment, let me know. You think I should do a top 40? Would you like me to wait until I get to 50 or 60? Your feedback is valuable. It's a great deal to the channel. And of course, on the 21st, we have the next Super Kami Guru Alucard dropping, which will be Hails from My Crypt. That will have the smash hit single East Meets West, which I did with my Japanese singer friend Natsuka Kurumochi. It will also have some songs that have Romanian for some Romanian friends and a lot of other great joints on that record. So definitely check it out. It's going to be sick. So yeah, until next time, I'm your host, Super Kami Guru Alucard. Hope you enjoyed the review. And yeah, this was a little more lengthy than usual just because I had some updates and plus it was a big book, so it being such a big book, it felt like it was necessary to, make it a little bigger of a review, especially because it'll be the last one for a while. But till next time, Oyasumi Nasai to my friends over in Japan, Matane, and peace out.